Hi, and welcome to this episode of CTMC's Girls Who Chat About podcast. We are Ali and Zeds, featuring Fleur and L. Fleur, say hello.
Hi.
L, say hello.
Hi.
Ali, why are you already laughing?
I'm just loving this because with what's happening at the moment, it's just nice to see people you care about.
Oh, that's too sweet.
I know, right?
Bro, that was not sentimental. You're laughing at me and I know it. I see the truth. Okay, so what we're doing in today's episode for our very unusual way of recording a podcast. We're so used to recording live, but given the current coronavirus, COVID-19 epidemic,
Right,
pandemic.
you can't say corona, you've got to say it in the Cardi B voice, coronavirus, or African coronavirus. You can't say it, you need to, there needs to be an accent.
I
so
can't be.
Coronavirus, or...
my apologies. So, due to the coronavirus, we are locked down in our homes, and what is brilliant is that we're able to use web chat servers and platforms in order to communicate. So me and Ali thought this is absolutely perfect to feature some close friends with strong opinions, because they're the best type. So our topic in today's podcast episode is, can men and women truly be friends? Ali, what is your initial response to that statement?
I think they can, just because try to go on the tangent here, but I feel as you get older, you start othering men less. When you're younger, you're like, oh, boys, you know, they're different, they're the forbidden fruit, blah, 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 all of that sort of stuff. So, like, as you get older, it's like, you know what, everyone's a person, and you know, I don't fancy every single guy that I come across. So, you know, if I don't fancy them, that doesn't mean I can't have a relationship with them. I can't be friends with them. And it's just sort of I'm trying to think how to explain this analogy. But like, for example, if I was saying that men and women can't be friends, to me, it's the same as saying, you know, if I was a gay woman or there was a gay man, to me, it's the same as saying, like, oh, you must therefore find every person of the sexual attracted to attractive, therefore, and it's just like, that's not the case. So
God, no.
Why can't you be friends with a guy? Because, like, you know, a guy can have the same interests as you, same hobbies as you, and it's just, but you just don't want to be in a relationship with them. It's just as simple as, like, you might just want to date, you might just not want to date them, or they might not want to date you. You might just be happy to have a platonic relationship with them. Particularly, you know, for me, my personal experiences and where I work,
Pause.
I've got...
Go.
But with my workplace, we're all similar ages, similar interests, and we get on really well. It's a mixture of men and women, and there's, like, no one's dated each other or anything like that. So it's like, you know, it's not just where I'm working now at the moment. You know, other places I've worked, when I was working in recruitment, my previous job before I currently work now, I've been friends with my male co-workers, and also as well, you know, for example, if I meet friends of friends, like, a lot of my friends of friends have male friends, and we get on just fine. I think it's just more seeing the person as opposed to it just being like, oh, they're of this background, they're of this gender, therefore I can't have anything in common with them. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just sort of... Yeah, don't convolute things. Don't sort of be like, oh, they're a guy, therefore it's weird because, you know, I don't overthink it. It's basically what I'm trying to say. Like, don't overthink things.
Yeah.
When it comes to that sort of situation.
No, I agree. Especially because Ayumi and Fleur went to a girls' school, and growing up, boys were always this. Yeah, you're right. Foreign other, and it was just like. The idea of even just, like, friendship felt alien to me, because it was like, well, I'm not exposed to them. They just look smelly and they look stupid. But then at the same time, suddenly you get to an age.
And they were. They're not even were. They are.
Present day. But I mean, definitely at the time, becoming a teenager, I was thinking, like, suddenly there was just a skip, and suddenly there was an interest of them being, like, people's boyfriends and being attractive, and I was just like, what? I've never had a conversation with one, let alone how do I entice one? So it was, for me, it's always been a very strange thing, and I think going to sixth form, being exposed to guys, and just having quite, like, easy conversations with them, I was like, oh, like, I thought I'd be incredibly nervous, but they're human beings at the end of the day, and it was just very strange. And then the idea of, like, if they can be, you know, can guys and girls just be friends, I find it absolutely, for me, I'm just like, oh no, it can be, because for a long time, from when I started interacting with guys, I was single for a very long time. So it's I know that I can be friends with them, but then where's the line? Is it because those friendships were a certain way? I mean, let's go to our guests now. So let's go with Fleur. What do you think? Can girls and guys just be friends?
I do think so, because I do have guys.
Fleur, I think your connection has gone a bit funny.
But I think it's quite difficult.
Oh. Wait. Go.
I do think guys and girls can be friends, as I have guy mates.
What is happening right now?
I mean, yes.
I think seeing myself talk is worse.
What is happening?
No, then cover the screen, girl.
What is happening?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm staring at myself the entire time.
What? Where are you at the moment? Foreign place are you?
Fleur, it's okay, we're with you.
Gosh.
I'm still recording.
I
cannot.
Oh goodness. Go. Okay, so bit of technical issues there, but what we have done, and I'm very, very grateful for my circle, to the fact that they've come in with very good responses. I sent a big WhatsApp broadcast and asked quite a few people, boys and girls, men and women, professionals and all sorts, and I asked, can guys and girls be just friends? And Carmen has come in saying, I believe that guys and girls can just be friends. I have two very close friends who are boys, I must admit. One of them was my first ever boyfriend in school. But after a few months, I realised I wasn't attracted to him anymore, and we broke up. A year later, we met again at uni and reconnected as friends. He's still one of my best friends now. Fleur, was your hand up? Go on.
Yes. I don't know how I feel about that.
Is it because they used to date?
I was going to say, what part?
Yes, I think this is one of the reasons why society doesn't believe that men and women, straight, can be friends, because they don't understand how you can have a strong connection and just be platonic. I'm not saying that ex can't be friends necessarily, because it can be. It's quite complex as it is. A topic for another day.
Yeah, I think you can go on so many different tangents with this conversation, so it's perfectly natural to think that. And you do hear cases a lot about people dating and then suddenly they're not dating and they're still friends. And for me, the idea of that's so foreign. Like, I can't imagine that. I feel like if you cross that boundary, how can you then just see someone in a non-romantic way? But I've seen quite a few examples of that. Does anyone have any opinions on Carmen's situation? Like, can an ex be a friend? Go on, Ali. Hello. Oh no. Have you? Yeah, speak.
Sorry, Emma.
Oh no.
Technical issues.
Oh, this is a stressful podcast. Okay.
Cool. So, as someone in a similar situation as Carmen's, I can sort of understand where she's coming from. So, my last relationship ended about almost a year ago, just under a year ago, but I think maybe 9-10 months ago my last relationship ended, and we are still in contact as friends. And initially it was difficult, obviously, because you can't switch certain feelings off, but I think as I found actually remaining friends with this person helped me actually get through the breakup better, because it's like, I think with certain breakups, it's sort of in your head, it's like, oh my gosh, never having contact with that person again. I mean, everything is, every breakup varies and situations vary, but I feel for me, in this case, never having contact with that person again and vice versa, it was quite sort of like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could do that. So sort of knowing that they could remain in my life, maybe not in the way at the time we wanted to remain in each other's lives. Sorry, I've not got corona. Sorry, don't worry about that. But I do not have the virus.
Can't deal with you.
Can I just say, the new song I've heard is called Corona Mask On by Chocolate Man. Can I just plug that out there, because that song's lit.
Thanks for the plug.
But,
I can still hear you, keep going.
I think, like, sort of, I feel, because although we didn't work out romantically, there's a lot of things we did have in common. Our sense of humour, our mindsets, our certain views we had were very similar. So it sort of seems a shame, okay, we didn't work out romantically, to sort of discard someone like that, because it's not like, you know, either of us cheated. It wasn't, you know, a horrible, sordid breakup. It's just unfortunately at the time, we weren't compatible, because there's certain things that I want from a partner, and, you know, a future with my partner, and certain things that he wanted, and they just didn't match up at the time, unfortunately. So, you know, it seems a shame to sort of throw away a good human being or a good connection you've got with a human being over, you know, incompatibility. I'm not going to say it wasn't. I'm not going to lie and say it was easy moving from, you know, a serious relationship to being friends. It was very difficult. There's still a lot of like clashing and stuff like that. I was just say fortunate, but at the time we were doing long distance, so I think that definitely helped with moving from a romantic relationship to platonic. I think if they were sort of, you know, still within the country or seeing each other regularly, I think it would be a lot harder. But because, you know, we were doing long distance, having that sort of like, you know, physical gap there, there's only so much you can do. And, you know, our main communication was via, you know, the phone. So if I was feeling, you know, I'm feeling a bit awkward, I don't feel comfortable talking to this person one day, I can literally just put them on mute and not talk for, you know.
I could just mute them and not talk to them.
And I did. And it helped. It did help. It did help doing that, because, okay, cool, then I don't feel obligated to talk to them. And it's just like, if I'm feeling away. And like now it's, you know, 7 months have passed, and I'm starting to talk to other guys again. I'm looking to dating again, but I'm still, you know, friends with this person. So it is possible, but I think it just depends on your initial connection with this person. And also there's so many factors. Like I feel like, you know, for me, again, like I said, if we weren't doing long distance, I probably wouldn't still be in touch with them at the moment. I probably would have cut all contact in general.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so it depends on your situation, and also you as a person. Like, it's like, okay, cool, are you petty enough to be like, you know, I don't want this person in my life at all, or can you sort of see the good traits in them? And like, I do want those sort of traits and stuff in my life, but I will say as a fact, it does take time. It's not an immediate thing. It's not at all. The only time it's an immediate thing is literally if the relationship has been sort of dead for a while. That's how I feel. I feel like if it's been dead for a while, things haven't been great for a while, then maybe it's easy to sort of transition into it. But like, if there's still sort of feelings there, and, you know, unfortunately some pieces don't fit, then it's harder. But like, so again, so this, not my previous one, but there was another relationship I had before my last one, and it was easier to sort of be friends, so because literally, it had been dead for about a good year. It had been dead for like a good year. Like we hadn't sort of,
That's
we
a long
hadn't
time.
felt. Yeah, exactly. So when things did end, I wasn't even that upset, to be honest. It was a very long time coming.
Okay.
I wasn't even that bothered. I just thought, okay, cool, let's just like call it quits in it, and they felt the same. So
okay, that sounds.
It depends. Everyone's different.
Everyone's different, and from the examples you've given, Ali, it sounds like if that physical aspect is taken away or if it's died, then naturally that shift to a platonic relationship sounds quite natural, okay, completely possible. But there are situations where maybe some people don't have that, and that transition is much harder. And you're right, like maybe it just has to be, you have to cut all contact and then come back to it. So I've got a couple of male opinions I do want to chuck in. This is from I need to question my friendship circle. Pussy Magnet 94.
Nah, it's gonna change it.
And his opinion is, yes, yeah, of course, lots of friends are girls for him, and the difference between friends and attraction is whether you're gay or straight. So he's saying you can be, if you were gay, you could be friends with the same gender and not be attracted to them. So it's the same for straight people, which is quite interesting. And then in the same chat, Aaron kind of goes off on a tangent, kind of develops, and he says he agrees that girls and guys can be friends. Not everything is motivated by base desires, at least not the base desires linked to procreation. This question itself is redundant and problematic as a question when you take into account homosexuality, where the aforementioned does not even factor. You genuinely can just be friends with common interests or complementary personality traits or shared experience, or all.
I have to say, I love that answer. That answer is like, that's exactly what I feel like when you put in, like, because
hella wordy, though.
Hella wordy, but articulate. I love seeing articulate answers, because essentially then, because it's the same thing, because like no one would question a platonic relationship between a gay man and a straight woman, or a gay woman and a straight man. No one would question it.
Yeah.
But because you've got two hetero people,
two heteros,
they must fancy each other. It's like, do you know what I mean? That they must fight. They can't have common interests. It's just like, yes, they can.
That's interesting.
But I agree 100% what he says. 100%.
Ladies, our guests, any contributions? What do you think? I know we've had so many connection issues. I'm so sorry. But now, let me know. I mean, or actually, I've got a female opinion now. From, I don't know why my friends do this, but Bad Bitch from Mitcham has an opinion.
You know what? We rethink our friends.
You know what? They're just
shit names.
You know what? Hey, why are you so harsh? Ours are so dry. Please. She goes, there's an element of being attracted to your friends in terms of their energy or personality or vibes or whatever you want to call it. If you're friends with the opposite sex, there's always going to be one point in the friendship that you would find them attractive in a romantic sense, or they would find you attractive in that way. Could be in the beginning, could be whenever, but it will for sure happen. Lol. Yeah, she's saying if it hasn't happened yet, it'll happen soon enough. What is that sound? That motorbike gang in the background. You're right there, Elle.
Hey, I think it really depends on the situation we're talking about. There could be plenty of cases where one side in the relationship likes the other, and in which case the friendship's not really going to work at that time. But there are obviously plenty of cases where two people can get on platonically, and it doesn't have to be a case of one becoming attracted to the other or one having been attracted at any point. I think as long as you've enough times passed and that attraction hasn't come, then I think you can be quite sure that friendship will work out between you two.
Thank you.
I disagree.
Go on, Fleur.
Not with Elle, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Who was it again?
Bad Bitch from Mitcham.
Bad Bitch from Mitcham. I
I do not agree with that bitch from
sorry, bad bitch. Sorry, bad bitch. No. Like, we have to go from their true form.
BB Mitchum, innit?
Fleur, tell me more.
I think that might be her own opinion, her opinion from her own experiences, sorry. But for me, I think the whole point of, like, if a man and a woman can be friends, I think it should always be platonic, otherwise it shouldn't be called friendship, in my opinion. My longest, closest male friend, I met him first year of uni, and hand on heart, we've never ever even seen each other in that way, and I think that's why the friendship works. And I think if it ever were to shift, like, I have experiences where I didn't realise at the time, but I've had guy friends when in hindsight I realised that they caught feelings, and that's why it didn't really sort of progress, because I was never interested in them.
That line was just clear, yeah.
Yes, and that's why I think if I wouldn't personally call it friendship, just friendship.
Okay.
Unless it's just platonic from day dot. And I believe it can be friendship, platonic friendship from day dot. Not saying that the other person is not necessarily not attractive or anything like that. Just you don't see them in that way. You just see them as a friend. Like, you don't, like, even think about it. Like, for me, especially, like, referring back to that friend from uni, like, we've never seen each other in that light at all.
Yeah.
And it was like that from day one.
Oh, is that the friend that I met saw again at the wedding? Oh yeah, he's great. He's great. I was just like, hang on, yeah, he's great. Oh gosh.
It's like when you, as a female, when you become friends with someone, you don't pick your friends based on, oh, I find them attractive, so I'll be friends with them. Just like a guy and a girl wouldn't say, oh, just because I'm not attracted to them, I'm not going to be friends with them. So that comment provided implies that you have to have some kind of attraction to hang out with a guy as a female.
No, it's true, exactly. It's, like, and I think, some of the things are like paying compliments. Because a guy pays you a compliment doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, he's paying a compliment because he wants to fuck you. Like, he could be doing it just because, like,
yeah.
He's being. Do you know what I mean? But
no, it's true.
I feel people, and this comes in, like I said earlier, people othering, the opposite gender, being like, oh, because of different gender, they must mean this. Like, no, someone can say like, I like your trainers.
No, it's so funny that you said that. It's so funny that you said that because, like, because secondary school, no attention from males at all, and then you go into the sixth form, kind of, you get surrounded by teenagers, and I remember getting a compliment, like, I had nice eyes. I was like, this guy wants to marry me. Like, I literally, like, I was sprung for a day and a half, and then after a while I was like, this guy's kind of dumb, Like, so I was like, it took me a couple of days, but all I saw was that compliment. All I saw was like, oh, because I hadn't had that attention, and I think it's about getting attention, and there's blurred lines with that, isn't there? And
I'm a girl as well, so I totally understand. Like, you weren't around any guys for such a long time in your life, that crucial time when you're like developing into adulthood, and then at uni suddenly you're surrounded by them, and like, you don't know how to distinguish them apart, really, in a way. But
I think what helped. Yeah, I think what helped me, because at uni, so my housemate, so we were living in a house, and there was 12 of us all together, and I had 8 guys as housemates, so literally I had no choice but
that sounds
to
like a
distinguish.
porno. I'm sorry, that sounds like a porno. Like, 8 guys.
8 guys, 4 girls.
8 guys. Actually, I remember Skyping you, and I was like, there's bare men in this.
But there was 8 guys, and it's just like, you know what? Like, for example, we'd all like hang out and do projects together, etc. And they're like, oh, some of them be like, oh, you look nice this evening. I'm not taking it as like, oh yes, they want to marry me. Do you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, could be paying me a compliment because I know he's got a girlfriend. I know he fancies her. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's just sort of, it's your mindset in general. I think it's your mindset at the end of the day, and how you sort of take things.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's about how you normalise. How you normalise the presence of the opposite sex.
And why do people give so much importance to the opposite sex, especially when they're straight. I'm talking about when they're straight. Like, they're just human beings. You can't just be
like
friends.
I said, they're dumb.
They can't help the fact that they were born how they were. So, like, why do people like, oh my gosh, this person of a different gender is giving attention to me? And it's just like...
Just because they have penis does not mean that they will free us.
It's not that deep. It's really not. Like, for example, so I generally have my hair relaxed straight. I got my hair done in, like, braids, like proper long, you know, twists, and they were thick. And literally every guy I worked with gave me a really, like, nice compliment about them. Like, everyone. I didn't turn around and be like, oh my gosh, he fancies me. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's a compliment, because I got compliments from multiple people that day, not just, you know, those guys. I got compliments from people I work with. I got compliments from the little people I work with, and it's like stuff like that. So it's just
does not mean they love you, babes.
Huh?
No, I'm just thinking, like, yeah, like, getting compliments doesn't mean they're in love with you.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I could have taken it.
It's funny, this links to what George has just messaged, saying, I definitely think it's possible for men and women to be friends. She has a friend who most people say they're so close to being married the way their relationship is, but they don't have a romantic or sexual relationship at all. She says she speaks to him every day, nearly share everything, they take each other out, they've even slept in the same bed, but they're just friends. Like, she can outright say she loves him, but not in that way. And I think that's quite a bold statement, and, you know, good for you, George. Good old George.
Good for her. Don't over...
I don't know if I could.
Complicate things. And I think what doesn't help as well is other people around you making compliments and assumptions. Because if you're you've got a guy and a girlfriend, I've been guilty of being like, oh, I bet they fancy each other. But I'm not sure about you guys. But
I ship them,
and that doesn't help. That adds pressure.
Yeah, no.
Funniest thing happened to me when so one of my closest male friends at the moment is gay. And,
I know, I'm so upset by that.
Oh. Ali, please.
Not to be stereotypical or anything, but to most people it might not be very obvious that he may be gay. So we work together in the same team and we're very close, so like we do a lot together. And we went to work drinks one day and this woman actually thought there was something going on with us just because we spend so much time together, and I had to be like, darling,
he's one of the girls.
Nothing going on, and by the way, he's gay.
Yeah. He swings for the other team, he bats for them or whatever.
The way I was upset because literally he's like my ideal type on paper.
Well, he doesn't want Fleur, he wants Fred. See, okay? That's what I'm saying.
The way I was upset when I found out.
So, another opinion from my partner, K-Dot, we'll call him K-Dot. His response is, yes, full stop, if they can't see a sexual future with each other. I was like, okay. Thank you. This love of my life normally goes off in paragraphs, but he just, that's one sentence.
You know what?
Thanks, babe.
That's quintessentially them. That's what's so funny. Literally, like, I don't expect any other sort of answer from them. This is quintessentially how they are.
Very K-Dot, very K-Dot. Whereas friend A, a woman, has said, I think it's possible for guys and girls just to be friends as long as they are both clear with their emotions and do not confuse platonic love that you might have for a friend for romantic love. And I think Carmen was saying that earlier, that as to why they ended up being friends. And friend A goes, this is easier said than done. And I really think it depends on the dynamics of your friendship and the circumstances which they met and influences from external friendships or relationships. So that's quite interesting. She's saying influence from other people, and I think that's what you were saying, Ali, that actually it's down to your circle and what people entertain.
Because, like, for example, like you said, you've got a lot of male friends, particularly from like work and stuff, etc.
Many men, yeah.
I think because you are in a relationship, I would never question it. But I feel like if you were single, I would be like, oh, this one, maybe this one, or like that one. I think I probably would try to encourage something.
Making out like I've got a harem selection. Like, please, my man will listen eventually to this podcast.
What about this one? What about this one? This spicy one over here.
This spicy one.
It's just like...
This one with a suit. This one that likes this. Like, no.
Suit. This one likes, lemon and herb. This one likes
paprika. That's a no. That's a no. If it's not median or upwards, Ali, it's a no. Okay, just because you like the lemon and herb.
I like flavour, not pain.
My gosh, lemon is not a flavour. They
lemon is a flavour. Lemon is medicine, you dickhead.
It's acidic. I'm sorry, something acidic is not a flavour.
And it tenderises meat and it cooks fish. Have you tried ceviche?
God damn, we're talking about chicken. Talking about chicken. Chicken don't need that.
But saying, it depends on your friendship circle. If you've got people like actively encouraging it, because I feel like as well, interesting story. So, one of my first relationships, I feel I probably wouldn't have gotten into it if it wasn't for my other housemates. Because they were all sort of like, I was happy being friends with this person, but they were all like pushing it, be like, oh, they fancy, blah, 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 go for it. So I did, but I feel, in hindsight now, I probably wouldn't have if they hadn't been so encouraging. Or so like, sort of, literally, it was, I can't even say encouraging because it was very blatant. Like, I can't even sort of say, oh, they were like encouraging it now, and I'm making it hella obvious that this person liked me, and I felt awkward at the time being like, no. So I was just like, yeah.
No. Peter says no. Don't know why that's the first thing I thought of. Oh, goodness. That's weird. Yeah, so it is your environment, yeah.
How do you guys feel about your other halves having friends from the opposite?
I mean, I'm petty. I like to wind them up like, oh, go have lunch with her then. Like, but because our relationship is, I mean, we'll be petty, but like, there's a line. Like, I won't absolutely take the mick because at the end of the day, I have male friends as well. But it's just about a matter of respect as to what you do. But given our professions are quite similar, where we do mix with the opposite sex quite a lot, it's a mixed kind of job working in education. Naturally, you are going to have friends of the opposite gender. Like, it's just normal.
That's the thing.
Like, it's just kind of like you work with them, so you develop working relationships. Like, I'm in a group chat with two colleagues that are both male, and sometimes the chat gets so laddish. I'm like, guys, you do remember I'm a girl? Like, I don't need to hear half of this, but like, we can banter like that, and I think it's, as long as there's like a respectful like element to it, it should perfectly be fine. But what was your question again?
How do you guys feel about your other halves having friends from the opposite sex?
I think as long as they're being honest and open about it, they're not hiding anything from you, and you have that mutual trust for each other, and they're not got that respect for you, then it should be fine.
Yeah.
No, I agree with Elle. Like, it's a case of, I know if I was to have an issue with it, 9 times out of 10 it would be due to my own insecurities. But like Elle said, if you're open with it, like, it's not like, oh, who's this person random? Like, if they sort of like, oh, I'm friends with so-and-so at work, as I've known about them from day one, and, they're very honest and open, and they don't hide anything, and it's not like, oh, someone popped up, literally, 6 months in, like, oh, I've known this person for ages, but I'm mentioning them to you now. I would be fine. If I have an issue, if they've done all of the above, i.e. let me know early on, heck, even if I've met them, if I know, if there's nothing for me to have an issue with logically, and I still have an issue, I know that's my own problem, that's my insecurity, hence why I'm funny about it.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not a fool, so there's something that is a red flag.
Mama ain't raised no fool. The flag be raised like a castle.
But that's the thing, yeah. But that's what Elle says. It's dependent on how they are. They've been open and stuff, and I've got no reason to worry. And if I do worry, that's on me.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So I've got a another male opinion that we can discuss from James. Okay, so James has said, so it depends. Remembering the question that can guys and girls just be friends, he goes, so it depends on if either party is attracted to the other. When I say attracted, in the first instance, I'm referring to physically. As from a guy's perspective, I am just generalising. If a guy is not physically attracted to you, they will not date you. End of discussion. However, just because a guy may not find you attractive does not mean that your personalities aren't awesome, that you don't have shared opinions or common goals, likes or dislikes. No guy is going to give up a perfectly good potential friendship based on the fact that they are female. There are enough different people, stupid people and dumb people, everyone judges. So when you find someone you have common ground with or rapport, but you don't physically or mentally find them attractive, then you'll just end up being friends with them. That's quite interesting. But then he also goes on later to say that, you know, women probably might be the same and could be just as shallow. So he's agreeing that there's a shallow layer first. So, guys, tell me your opinions. Someone, but not at the same time.
Women are less shallow than men. I feel, my personal opinion. I watched. I'm not saying in general. Well, I'm saying in general, but like obviously, I watched an experiment. Where there was essentially, the experiment was looking at people on first dates.
Okay.
This person with the guy's side, the guys have been talking to women online. Online, she presented herself as being a lot slimmer and more attractive than she was in person. In person, they had someone put like a fat suit on, makeup, all that jazz. When the girl turned up, men were pissed, left.
Oh.
Reverse it with women. Yeah, reverse it with women. The women stayed and had a date with the person, even though they hadn't been honest on their picture. So I'm just saying.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not
surprised at all. Because I've been on dates with guys. I'm like, you don't look how you look in your picture. I don't particularly fancy you, but I don't. But I'll be polite and have at least one or two drinks, because like it's not a nice feeling. Someone being like, "Fuck you, you're ugly," and leaving. So I wouldn't. You know, I've never experienced that myself. I'm not bragging, but I am.
I have felt superiority.
Not during quarantine. Hey, quarantine.
No.
But I've never experienced that. It's not nice to make someone feel shit based on how they look. So whereas the guys were like, they were pissed off, they were angry. Like they had the girl put like quite a big fat suit on and stuff, and they were angry that she wasn't how she appeared. Yet when it was reversed, the women were actually really quite sweet. They weren't. Yeah, I'm not saying that's the case for every woman, the case for every man. Obviously, you know, some men would be polite and stay, etc. And, you know, some women might be bitches and leave. But with that experiment, it was sort of, yeah.
That's quite interesting.
So, I mean, I find it interesting. He's like, oh, yeah, shallowness and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, cool, innit? Cool.
Fleur.
That's how you think.
It's an opinion. It's an opinion. We have to, you know.
Yeah, it's an opinion. It's an opinion. I'm not gonna say it's wrong because everyone's has an opinion. However,
you disagree.
I think I do disagree, because I don't go in like, obviously if I see someone that I find attractive, I'm like, cool, but I don't go in thinking like I want to date this person straight away. Like I can appreciate someone's attractiveness, but I wanted to date them. Like for example, I've come across many like, you know, beautiful women in my life, and I'm not going to be like, I want to date them because I'm not attracted to women. So it's just sort of like, do you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. It's just sort of, why do people always I know it's hard in this day and age to sort of look beyond physical looks. I know it's difficult.
It's incredibly hard.
It's hard, but however, like, you can't. I feel some people have missed out on certain opportunities because they have based it on looks. That's my mindset.
Okay, Fleur, you look like you were about to say something in response. Do you remember?
No, I was just going to say, in general, don't you find you see more like good-looking women with guys who are not sort of understand
money?
Ella's just nodding, and then all we hear is money.
Then, quote unquote, good-looking guys with women who are less good-looking than them.
Oh, so you think... Sorry.
No, just bouncing off on what Ali just said. I do think that women are less shallow in general. Doesn't apply to
100%. Because I've been out with guys who try to sound like a bitch. But no, I am just like a bitch. Okay, right. So when I'm going to sound really awful. I'm sound awful. Like, so when I make an effort, I'm okay. And I've been out with many guys.
Girl, you fire. Don't downplay yourself. Don't downplay yourself. Melanin. Melanin. Legs for days. Legs for days.
When I make an effort, I'm okay. But I've been out with guys who literally said to me, like, you're the most attractive person I've ever dated, which makes me wonder what trolls are they dating for me to be the I'm thinking, because I think I'm amazing, but I'm thinking, shit, who's below me? What troglodytes?
Stop it. I want to hurt you after this quarantine.
I know.
It's bloody child, man. Flipping out.
But for example, I will entertain a date with a guy who I don't actually find that physically attractive because the personality for me is more there. Whereas I feel like guys are like, she's got a great personality, but I don't fancy her, like physically. It's sort of reversed.
Elle, what were you going to say?
I was just going to say that the attraction can build up over time. Like, wasn't that common to meet someone and think instantly, like, yes, you're so good looking and I want to date you. Of course, there are attractive men out there who might feel strongly about, but as you say, Ali, a lot of girls waste opportunities just because the guy they think is below them, and vice versa. The guy might think the woman's below him. But equally, there are women who go for only very good-looking men, and then they end up being messed around, or the guy doesn't have a good enough personality for them that suits them. They're not a good match with personality, and I think personality always should supersede looks. Of course, it has to be some level of attraction right from the start.
Yeah.
But that often builds up over time. So for someone to say I'm not dating someone because physically we're not on the same page just yet, it's wrong. Like, you should give it a chance.
And it's unfair and it's sad. Because I've dated guys who literally, like, I feel like if I saw you in the street, I probably wouldn't date you. But, like, again, because I've dated these people through, like online dating and stuff like that, and there's pros and cons to online dating, but the benefit of some online dating is, like, you can have a chat with them and get, like, a bit of a vibe to their personality.
You need to vibe. You need to vibe with someone.
Beyond the physical.
I was going to say you got that vibe, but R. Kelly's off limits. Yeah. No, you're right.
You got that
he's
vibe. COVID-15.
Yeah, no, COVID under 18. Sorry.
COVID-14.
Case of the memes are right.
Ain't nothing but the number.
Poor Leah. But anyway, no, I agree. It's all about vibe, but at the same time, like, for example, with my partner who I've been with for 4.5 years, and I could definitely say, like, in terms of attractiveness, he's above. But I don't know what I did. I just set out from day one to trap him, and it worked. But like the minute I met him, I was like, that is an attractive man. And since then, I was just convinced, and then I just went for it, which I never do, because I'm no, that's not who I am, just no. But then the minute the nerdiness and the weird quirks of his personality came out, I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna trap him. So, like, you know.
Don't use the word trap, bro.
Yeah. Yes. Man has money. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm broke, but you know, I can't say broke too much. But yeah.
You know, man will listen.
Really? He's yet to listen. So if he listens to this, thanks, babe. Thanks for that one sentence too. That one sentence. If there's a sexual future, what is a sexual future?
Was it K dot?
K dot. Man, like. Yeah, bad bitch from Mitcham saw the beginning of our relationship. And another person that saw the beginning of our relationship that gave an opinion, nice segue, is LPH72. I love these names. She goes, yes, you can be friends as guys and girls because you can have a kindred spirit but not have sexual feelings for someone. I have a best friend who is male and she's female, from when I was a teenager, and we've never felt anything but friendship for each other. He knows me better than anyone, and we never let our partners come between our friendship. ladies, I'm asking you, if you had a partner that had a friendship like that, how would you feel? Fleur, your eyes are stretching like the emoji.
Babe, can you repeat that? I missed it, sorry.
Okay, so LPH72 said, you can have a kindred spirit but not have sexual feelings. I have a best friend from when she was a teenager, and they have never felt anything but friendship for each other. He knows her better than anyone, and they never let their partners come between their friendship. So, Fleur, what? Fleur,
that's a tricky one.
It's a tricky. Okay, have a little mull. Fleur, look like you were gonna say something. Okay, what wise words?
What's wise words?
Just breath.
I agree to an extent, solely because I wouldn't ever want to be with someone who didn't trust me enough to be friends with someone, and especially referring back to the friend who we've been friends for like 9 years now, and we've gone through a lot, and I would find it hard to be with someone who didn't understand that relationship. But at the same time, I don't know, like, it's hard to say if, I don't know, like the whole ultimatum kind of scenario.
I don't like that.
I would ever want my partner to come second to anyone else, because I believe that my partner is going to be my number one.
They should be your best friend. Yeah.
He's going to be everything. He's going to be my lover, my best friend, my everything.
All of that.
So, whilst I do 100% agree with that, I wouldn't agree with my partner not trusting me being friends with someone else from the opposite sex. But at the same time, I don't know, I just find it weird. Like, I would never put anyone above him at the same time. So, it's a bit like, yeah.
That's interesting. Any responses, ladies?
I mean, for me, it's quite hard to answer that because I don't really have many, like, great guy friends in my own life. Like, the guy friends that I've had have all generally been, like, gay, and it's not a personal choice or what, it just happened like that for some reason. So it's quite hard for me to kind of link that to my own life. But I would just say that I don't think a partner should ever come second to a friendship, whether that's with a guy or girl, whoever. The partner should always be coming first over friendships, I would say. Like, if it was a case of having to pick a side, you should generally be opting for your partners, unless...
As long as they're right.
Like, you would agree with that ultimately, but, like, yeah, it shouldn't be meddling.
Material.
Wait, what?
No, I was just saying, as long as he,
Yeah, he has to be hubby material. It can't be a waste boy, because you're right, like, Elle, you are correct.
That's
like.
the thing, and that's the thing, it's kind of hard, that situation, because I've heard situations of scenarios and situations where, like, you know, someone dates someone and they have a friendship with somebody else, and that friendship outlasts the relationship, and it's just sort of like... I don't know, it's hard. It's actually a really difficult situation because it's just like, you don't want to lose a good friendship. If you've had a good friendship for time, you don't want to lose it. However, you know, in a romantic sense, if we were top trumps, the romantic relationship would trump the platonic relationship. However, you know, platonic relationships don't always last. You have friendships that last, you know, decades longer than platonic ones.
So you're saying romantic...
It's a very difficult situation.
So you're saying romantic relationships don't always have the longevity like platonic friendships?
Yeah, and it's kind of hard because, like, for me, I would never, if I had a platonic friend, I was dating someone, and they had an issue with my platonic friend, well, straight away, that's a no. Like, I'm not dealing with that because that friend's been there for time. So if you've got a problem with me having a male platonic friend, then we're not going to vibe in general. Yeah. But it's just sort of like, it's hard. It's a hard situation. It's weird.
It is
kind of weird.
It's hard to answer that.
I've got one more contribution. This one's from Bendy Bitch. To be fair, I gave her that name. Her response is, in all seriousness, we can connect with people on different levels, and it doesn't always have to be sexualized. She has many close guy friends that she hasn't banged, and she won't. So, but she's keen to see a guy's perspective. Yeah. So, I think just to round off, then, ladies, I've enjoyed this conversation. Sorry for the technical glitches, but we've made it in the end. We've come up with a good discussion, and actually, we've proven. This is a debate that's just going to keep going and going. I don't think we'll have, the same opinion. We've all got different life experiences. Elle, you were saying the male friends you have are gay, whereas Fleur saying she's got a friend that is male that she has a very good connection with, and she's never been sexualized. Ali, what did you say?
I was saying it depends on the situation. What are you laughing at?
No, because I genuinely was just like, hang on, I've lost the sentence. Yeah, you say it, Ali, you say it. I apologize.
I think it depends. I think it depends on everyone's situation. Like, I'm in a situation where now I do have, male friends, etc. However, if you asked me 10 years ago, if you asked me 10 years ago, my answer would be very different to what my answer is now.
Yes.
So, I think they can be. I think it depends on you as a person. I think it depends on your environment, your other friends, and also what you're seeking from a person. So it's on my throat. Not right. Corona again.
Oh no, not Corona.
Not like coronavirus. Coronavirus. So I think it just depends. But I think short answer, yes.
Oh, okay.
Answer, I ain't got time for that.
Hey, ain't nobody got time for that. I think mine's a good tangent of that. I think you can be friends, but there is always that question, like, has an element of attraction been there? But I'll leave with this terrible dream I had about a male friend doing not friendship things, shall I say, in my dream. And he was a colleague at the time, and he was a bit younger, so I bet he was like that jokester guy. But I'll tell you now, the next day I could not look him in the eye because of what the dream version of me did. And it's really funny because it's before I got with my...
Freddy Krueger.
It's before I got with my partner, and at the time, like later on, he was like, oh yeah, I always thought you liked him. I was like, oh, don't say that, because if you knew what my dream version of me did. But yeah, I just couldn't look him in the eye, and I was like, okay, there are friends that are male that I definitely would never consider that kind of... I woke up upset with myself, like, brain, why? Why? For why? Why? Like, I'm not no cradle snatcher, but yeah. I woke up and I told Bad Bitch from Mitchum about that dream, and then we reminisced the other day, and she was like, oh yeah, that dream, yeah, you were very uncomfortable. I was like, of course I was. That was my friend. But yeah. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
I've really enjoyed this. Very much enjoyed this podcast, us as Ali.
Glad we found a medium that worked.
And in the bloody end.
I know.
Flipping hell. Who knew? It's Instagram video, isn't it, that's worked in the end compared to all the other ones?
No, Google Duo.
Are we on Duo? I don't even remember.
No, we're on Instagram.
We're on Insta, babes. Look, there's effects. Look, if I can add a glittery effect to my face, we're on Instagram.
Do you know what I mean? If I can add sunglasses and it's 9 o'clock at night.
Zoom let us
if
down.
I can put this on my head. If I can ask, I'll be in 2020.
But what will you be? The filter don't work.
I'll be in 2020.
You know what? We should have just done the whole chat with our faces on filters. Why did we not do that?
I will be.
It's not telling you what you're going to be because no one's going anywhere. 2020, we're all in our gaff. Half of this year's been ruined.
It's been Truman Show. That's what's going to be in 2020.
Anyway. Okay. But thank you for listening. Please check out our website, Can't Touch My Crown. My goodness. Can'tTouchMyCrown.com. At CTMC Brand for Twitter and Instagram. And we are on SoundCloud. So let's say goodbye, ladies. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.